Hello, non-vampires of the world, or as I like to call you, food. Welcome to another installment of As the Potato Rots. I can't. I think I've reached my peak potential of trying not to laugh during an intro. Anyway, I'm gonna be tuning the Audi today because I upgraded the turbo and it needs a tune to match this upgraded turbo. And actually technically the fueling system, because I put a 4-bar Bosch fuel pressure regulator on there instead of the factory 3-bar. So didn't do the injectors though, because the 225 TT 386cc injectors, those should be plenty sufficient for this Franken Turbo F23. But yeah, if you're new and you want to get caught up above my head is a link to a bunch of videos that will help you out with what's going on with this TT that I'm giving away to one of you in like less than 2 weeks. Okay, so I got Rostec VCDS cable and Go Gadget $200 Walmart laptop. And then I want to go to test under USB. Good. Force dumb mode. I feel like my programmers permanently selected that on me when I was born. Let's scan. See if I got any fault codes. I know I'm gonna still have the fault in there for doors will not desafe. I gotta fix that. I'm gonna try to do that today. I think it's with one of the door lock cylinders. The driver's side door locks. Actually, I think both doors lock. I just gotta see why it's doing that though. All right, so I have 12 faults in here, and going over a lot of stuff, a lot of it had to do with when I was hooking everything back up and just doing some basic troubleshooting and stuff. There was a lot of issues because the battery voltage was low. It looks like a mountain of fault codes, but now that everything is fully assembled on this car and the battery is charged up, I'll check the battery voltage, make sure it doesn't need to be hooked up on the tender, but I don't think any of this except for the door will not desafe fault will come back. So I clear these. Beep boop, beep boop, beep boop, beep boop, beep boop, beep boop, beep boop. Honestly, while I'm doing this, I should have the car on a tender. Not a chicken tender, although that does sound tasty right now. Okay, everything is cleared out of here. I can fire up the car. Where are you? I can hear you. What do you need? What is wrong, my little robot? What? You okay? Little robot's just cranky. It needed a nap. I really just said that. That just happened. That's real life. Oh. That's why the doors. Boom. Contact switch. Locking cylinder driver side. I verified all this stuff first because I want to ensure that once the car is tuned, if there are any issues, it is not the car itself mechanically, it is in the tune. While I'm sitting here waiting on the tuner, I'm gonna see if I can turn off this baby volcano on my dash cluster from my headlight washer squirters being removed because I removed them for the front mount. So that requires some long coding. Central Electric Security Access 16. Let's try this. You're a controller. I don't think I can do this. It's not letting me access it. The tuner won't be available for another hour or so, so I'm gonna be proactive and try to do something that's been bothering me. This over the carpet. Put some distilled water in here, even though I may or may not have been doing that in the past, and it's probably got some scale built up in there, but don't worry about it. Nope. I had multiple people tell me that steam would get that old tint off. Maybe on new tint? Maybe I'm not steaming it long enough. I don't want to crack the glass, but it's still coming off in tiny fragments. Oh, there we go. It works a little bit better. I definitely don't want to do the entire window like this. With ammonia. Let's try this. That doesn't help. That's how big the pieces are coming off still. So I think I'm just gonna hire a tint person to come do this because I don't have 10 hours to waste. I think he's in. It's generally not a good thing if you have to say that, just FYI. Oh, this is pretty cool. There's a little messenger right here. It's like AOL Instant Messenger. I missed that. The reason why he's having to do this is because the Franken-Turbo F23 flows more air than the factory turbo did. So because I had an existing map on here for a specific size KO4, it was a KO4 022 or 023 turbo, and now it's got a larger turbo, he needs to adjust the tune accordingly. So that way, I believe the situation we happening right now is it's not getting enough fuel for the volume of air that's coming into the engine. I'm not a tuner, but I would imagine that's what he's doing in here. That, and there's probably some timing adjustments also. It's working now, it's flashing. That's good. Key on. Now I just gotta do a fresh run of VCDS. Make sure there's no faults, I presume. Oh, this is cool. So he's using VCDS as a data logger, and he's watching VCDS real time and seeing like little adjustments that need to be made in the tube. Nope. Hello, people of the internet.
Okay.
It's the following day. I sleep upside down sometimes in the dark. Anyway, the car was running like poop yesterday after I got it tuned, and this focus should hopefully fix the problem. So that and the gap on these plugs might not be correct. It should be 0.28, whatever. So either way, these plugs need to be changed. I'm sure running this car with 3-year-old gasoline in it didn't really help those plugs either, so. Damn it, I gotta take the charge pipe off. There's no way I'm able to do these. Let's see how fast I can take all this stuff off. Bet you I can take this off in less than 5 minutes. All right, moment of truth. Let's see what one of these spark plugs looks like. So the plugs I had in here were iridiums, and they were the factory temp. However, they're extended reach, and you can't re-gap these. I'll have to check, see what the gap is on them. So what I have here, and this is something Charlie knew off top of his head, is that on NGK plugs, the last digit indicates the temperature of the plug. So the factory ones are -6. These will be 1 degree cooler. These will be 3 degrees, or 3 steps cooler, rather, not degrees, than the factory -6s. Not sponsored by NGK or anything, but just some helpful information for all of you out there.
So on the racing plugs, the last digit's the heat range, and NGK's, the colder the plug is, the higher the number. On a factory plug, it's the first number. So this is a BKR6, that 6 is the heat range.
Fun fact, this set of feeler gauges and spark plug gapping tool, I've had this since high school. I think I got this when I was like 15 or 16. I've had it my whole life. So like, by not having the extended reach, it basically like shoulders the spark or protects the spark.
No, so this is actually for detonation. It makes it way less detonation prone, because you don't have that big piece of porcelain hanging out in the cylinder, like glowing red hot.
They're gapped accordingly. That's 28 right there.
But not for high boost.
What? Oh, hello, boxes just fall down.
With higher boost, you want to gap them tighter. So the more cylinder pressure is in the cylinder, the harder it is for the spark to actually like jump the gap. Like if you had this plug in a vacuum, the spark could jump like a really large gap. But when you have 20 some PSI of boost, which is well over 1 atmosphere, it gets much harder for the spark plug to actually jump the gap.
Go down to 25?
I would.
You gap, I tap. No point in putting the engine plastic back on until I know this works. You see how bad it is?
Yeah, this tire, like that one looks straight if you look down the side of the car.
Yeah.
And this isn't totally accurate, obviously, because the car's on the lift. But that wheel looks totally straight. If you come over here, this wheel is like pointed out. So, yeah.
That is so bad. I wasn't joking when I said this thing needed an alignment bad. It's because I put on the coilovers and I epoxy coated all the suspension arms, did all the bushings. I never had a chance to get it aligned after I did that. It just went to storage because the turbo went to hell. I'll go even with this plastic lip on the bottom of it.
Okay. 62 and 3/16.
Out. So that's toe in, that's toe out. These things are, I like these. It's kind of like a crescent hammer, kind of like channel locks, in and or around my ass. What is that from? Did you grab my ass? Do you want to grab my ass?
Now you have the rock there.
It is.
I haven't seen that in forever.
Hey, what?
Feels like it ran a little weird.
Yeah, when you go to a colder plug and the like non-extended reach, and then you shorten the gap, all of that sacrifices idle quality for being able to handle boost more.
I really hope this did it. It's still doing it, but it didn't do it as hard that time. Yeah, 4,200 every single time. I feel like it's something simple and stupid that's causing the issue. It's one of those weird, fishy, simple, possible problems, what it feels like.
I still want to put a fuel pressure gauge on it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That right there is connected to the fuel feed. We're gonna see what the fuel pressure is. Crank it. So Charlie. All right. 40, it went up to like 45 and it bled down to about 41 PSI. Go ahead, start it. You got about 47, 48, 49. It's like 49 PSI. If you guys have been following this project for a couple years now, you remember when I first got that Forge recirc blow-off valve for this thing. I know quite a few of you said that you've experienced problems on these 1.8Ts with that specific blow-off valve. I'm gonna try putting the factory one back on there just for the hell of it and see what happens. Oh, that's really hot. That's a hot engine. That's lovely. 1 glove, 2 glove, 3 glove. Don't ask why. If this doesn't solve the issue, the tuner is available to remote into the car tomorrow, and I'll do some live data logs with him. But I don't know if I'll be able to get that in this video. That's really hot. I kind of like the look of the factory one. All right, it's worth a shot. Let's see if that makes a difference.
Does it?
Yeah, not as harsh. I'm gonna try one last thing. I just disconnected the N75 valve. It's the factory boost controller, and that should default to 7 PSI with that disconnected. So I'm gonna see if that changes drivability, and if it doesn't, then that means N75 is bad. Runs really good now.
Runs way better?
It runs
Okay.
really good.
Hold the camera while I reconnect the N75 valve.
If that's on wastegate pressure alone, this thing's gonna absolutely rip with the tune. Like, it was quick just right there on wastegate pressure. So that's it until I can get the tuner, because there's not much else I can do. It has to be in the tune because this thing runs great with N75 disconnected, just going off of the wastegate. Because it's going to 2500 millibar, which is 30 something PSI, is command. And I don't think it's actually doing it because it's like cutting out.
Yeah.
I guess this is a good stopping point. I know it's kind of like a wet video, like nothing really exciting happened in it. It didn't get successfully tuned, but that's real life with building project cars, and I think that's even more important to put that in this video since this is a giveaway car. I want you to see the reality of how it is to build project cars. It's not always magical like it can be painted on YouTube sometimes. So hopefully the next video, this thing is tuned and good to go, and I hope I have enough time to film a car review on it. I'd be really sad if I run out of time and the giveaway ends and I don't get to do the car review. So I'll try my best. Anyway, I'll see you guys soon with another video. Bye!